welcome.
So,
The show?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Mutant Mayhem.
We are getting into that
Yes.
right now.
Right now.
After taking a drink. This is Geek Off The Street, your go-to channel for all things from obscure geekdom to modern-day pop culture and everything else in between. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
We're back.
We are back. And let me say, we're in a not hot studio.
Oh, my goodness
Yes.
gracious, did
Yeah.
we solve this problem?
Yes, we did. I'm
Man.
saying, you look around, but you can't. You're only seeing the set.
Right.
But
Trust us, though. Trust
Yeah,
us. This place
it
was...
feels cool. I need a jacket.
Yeah, it's so much better. We were complaining so much about the heat in the last episode, and
Yeah.
probably even the episode before that. Man, we had to buckle down. We had to do some stuff, so
Right,
we
yeah.
fixed the studio.
And it is perfect.
Right
It
now,
feels
yes.
amazing.
Now it is.
No sweat stains, no paper towels.
Right now,
wiping down.
constantly wiping and
we are
dabbing.
good to go. But,
Man.
But my name is Trent.
And my name is Mark.
This is
Geek Off The Street.
Greatest podcast of all time. Talk about geek culture, pop culture, wherever else we want.
Amen.
This
Today's no
week-
exception.
Yes, it is not an exception. Thank you, Mark. Because this week we're talking about the brand new released.
Right, Seth
animated film.
Rogan, the big name behind
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Came out on
August
2nd. Yes,
Yeah.
we put August 2nd. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, very
Just
good.
Came out, like we were saying, Seth Rogan and his production company.
Yeah, there are a
helmed it.
lot. There are a lot of producers, a lot of writers behind it too. Normally, that's a scary thing when I see a bunch of writers.
Yeah, but in the hands of Seth Rogan, things I think are usually cool. I guess, for the most part.
And I'll be honest, I was a little nervous about this whole thing, just the way it looked, and I didn't know. Whenever I see a trailer and it doesn't tell me anything about it, I figure you don't want me to know anything about it, and you're trying to just cover it up and hurry up and get people in the studio.
Yeah.
But I saw it. Wasn't too shabby.
Yeah.
So, but we'll get into that. We'll talk about
Absolutely,
it.
we will. After we talk about what we're drinking this week and how are we doing.
Right, yeah. So, what
Mark.
we are drinking.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
this
gonna
time.
say.
Yeah, because I actually did it this
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Go fig. I actually, follow the directions. I hate doing that shit.
Yeah, I know, right? That's
Hate
not
doing that
you.
stuff.
That is not you. Yeah.
At all. But this is called the Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
In honor of the episode. We're very clever like that.
Yes, we are.
Super
Yes, we
simple.
are. That's why you come here to watch.
Yeah, it's not- these guys are simple. I'm smarter than they are. You're probably right. But and this, it's just 1 ounce of Midori liqueur.
Yeah.
1 ounce of Malibu rum or coconut rum, and then 1 ounce of pineapple juice.
Yeah.
Shake it up over some ice. You're ready to rock and roll.
It's green like the ooze.
It's green like the ooze.
Yeah. They gave us the beloved turtles.
Yes,
And
yes.
and it's fruity and delicious.
Yeah, it's very fruity, very
Yeah.
delicious. So I'm going to take a sip for you right now. Everybody that's listening to the show, listen to this.
Yeah.
That's deliciousness.
tasty, fruity. I feel like I'm on the islands.
Mm-hmm.
Which islands? I don't know. Pick one.
Galapagos.
There you go.
Turtles, right? There?
Yeah, there are turtles.
Yeah,
there,
I don't know.
Yeah,
We're-
sure. Good
we
time.
make stuff up on the show all the time.
Yeah.
But in regards to how we're doing well, doing good. Just working this week, watching stuff, trying to stay out of the heat as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's about it. Staying busy. Staying busy. What about you, man? You do anything fun? Anything cool? Or
I did.
nice?
But unfortunately, I cannot. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I try to stay out of the sun as well, but I work outside, so I baked my ass
Yeah.
off, and that was miserable.
Yeah.
It actually made me feel kind of sick the last few days.
Yeah.
and I think maybe
You gotta be
I'm
careful for that,
not
man.
sick. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'm here. So,
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I did. I got to go see one of my favorite bands
Nice.
from when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
This band called Yellow Card. They are like a pop punk kind of alternative band from
Right
the
on.
late '90s into like 2017 is when they called it quits.
Oh, okay.
And they're great because they have a violin player. That's what stands out.
Wow.
And it's a very melodic in a lot of ways with the violin, but plays with
Interesting.
this stuff. And this
But I guess
was-
you said they're pop punk.
yeah, so I guess they're like pop punk or like alternative, I guess is the style you'd call it. Not quite as heavy as punk music.
Got it.
But a little more alternative though. And
Okay.
they're really good band, and they were like the band that inspired me to like get into music.
Really?
So I started playing
nice.
the drums because of the original drummer for the band. He's not part of the band anymore, which kind of blows. But he was really, really good. And that's the reason why I started playing the drums, because of this guy from this band. Very cool. And so that's why I got started in music. So I owe a lot to this band. And it was cool. They've been away for 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
6 years? I don't know. I can't do math. 2016, 2017. Yeah. Can't do math. Yeah. I can't do numbers. But they've been away for a while. They kind of called it quits, but decided to come back and do maybe like a little anniversary tour.
Nice.
For one of their biggest albums. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah. I had to sit in the crowd. I couldn't mosh pit. I couldn't get in the mosh pit like I usually do. But I think like my knees, my back thanked me though. Because they're like, nah, you shouldn't be doing that.
Mosh pit.
Yeah. So.
Fuck, man.
You don't understand until you're in it, man. You're in it and you know the music. Yeah.
I don't. I'll take your word for it.
My brother always used to tell. My brother always still to this day thinks that a mosh pit, you just jump in the pit and you start punching people. And that's not what it is.
Yeah, there's kicking also. There's Eric, I'm with you. There's also kicking.
But you're not targeting people. That's the thing.
Are you sure?
And I just really jump into people because it's fun. And then you really like jump into the beat of the music. It's like punk music, but like the dancing for punk music. That's what it is.
It's a big old rave for.
Sort of.
For punk music.
Basically. So it was really fun, a lot of fun, but I just kind of sat in the crowd with my girlfriend and a couple of, and my other buddy that was really into it. So yeah,
just
a lot of fun.
Randomly punched somebody and they were like, thanks, man.
Just turned to the girl next to me, just bam! Just lit her up.
She was rubbing her eye, thank you.
Yeah, I was like, happy moshing. Yeah. But no, that's not how it goes down. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun, man. I had a good time. I sing all the songs, I know all the songs and everything. So it's really fun when you know the music and you're a big fan, you know. So yeah, I guess I had a good weekend. Yeah,
very good, very good.
But yeah, other than that,
I guess that's it for
Do we have any shout outs?
Good times.
I'm blanking on shout outs.
Well, I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Rocio for she's definitely pushing the envelope. I shouldn't say pushing the envelope, but she definitely would like for us to cover the Barbie movie. Yeah. Right. So I have not watched it yet. I might go with her, or maybe she'll go with me, I should say, to go watch it at some point in time. And we'll see what's up, man. We listen to our fans, our guests on the show, all that kind of stuff. So maybe we'll have like a special episode where we get to talk about it. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, for sure. So Rocio, we got you. Yeah, we got you for sure. Faux show. Yeah. Faux show. Additional shout outs to Climate Justice League USA. Thanks for following us. I guess they're superheroes. Are they superheroes? Tell me they're superheroes. Superheroes for the climate and a sustainable future. All right. So, they can be superhero for what they want to be a superhero for. Yeah, as long as you're being a superhero, that's cool. Exactly. Who are you when no one is looking? Thank you for following us. Interesting. Like you're targeting us. That's interesting. No, I'm just kidding. When no one's looking. That's pretty cool. And that's it. Thanks for following us. And as always, thank you guys for checking us out. If you guys want to check out additional stuff, we're everywhere. Spotify, Apple. We're on YouTube every week. We're in your dreams. Yeah, in your dreams. Yeah. Yeah, like in Futurama when they have those like ads that like they shoot ads into your dreams. I didn't see that episode. Oh no, it's like episode 2. Yeah, but I hear that's episode 2. But I hear they're bringing that show back. Did you hear that? Yeah, they come back. Yeah. Yeah. It already is? I think it's back now already. Yeah. Oh, very cool. Yeah, that's very cool. I love it. But yeah, it's a good show. Yeah, great show. Yeah. But yeah, so well, I said a good show, so it's good. let's leave it at that. Don't counter me. Don't all right. Don't contradict me on the show, buddy. All right. There's weird energy today. Weird energy. But yeah. I said good. You had to up it. Like why, man? Why is everything in competition with you? I like the show. So why is everything in competition with you? I don't know. It's just how I am. Cool. Thank you guys for following us though, and then appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys can check us out everywhere else, shoot us a message, like, comment. We're at the Gods Pod on basically everything. Right. Geek Off The Street on a few other things. But yeah, super easy. Find us everywhere. Yes. We have content every day, basically. So yeah, we do. Yeah. You're welcome. So the show? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes. Mutant Mayhem. We are getting into that. Yes. Right now. Right now. I have to take a drink. But yeah, so as we were saying earlier, it's from Seth Rogen's production company. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's production company. Yeah. Obviously has all of his people attached to it. And I'm going to first say, before I get into the show itself. Yes. I am excited for Seth Rogen and where he's been going recently because as we talked about before, he's doing Invincible, or his company's doing Invincible, The Boys, doing a lot of geeky IPs. Yeah, IPs. And it's
I like Seth Rogan a lot. I'm a big fan of him, of his movies, his comedy, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But to see him really, because he's always been a geek, I guess, his whole life.
Yeah.
But that wasn't put forefront when he was coming up,
Right.
So now that he's been doing that and taking the reins for some of these kind of, I mean, TMNT aside, but like the other ones he's working on, those are kind of like indie comic books. He's taking the reins for these. He's kind of really doing some great work in the comic book world, in the geek world, Right. And I'm excited to see where he's going with that. He's going to continue to do more properties and more projects, but it's kind of a cool thing. So for TMNT to come out, I was equally excited to go check it out.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that he's bringing out some other projects that aren't so mainstream. He's not doing such mainstream stories, I suppose. Like, just looking at The Boys and Invincible, those are very, different from your typical superhero stories that you see nowadays. We're getting from Marvel and DC. So so that's great. I love that for the same reason. I have to admit, though, I was saying at the beginning of the show or earlier, I was a little skeptical about this particular project because the only commercials I saw, maybe a couple of trailers. I saw the pizza commercial they did.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see anything that told me anything about this movie other than, the animation style.
Yeah.
And it's got the kind of cell shading style of animation, but they've taken the quote unquote cartooniness of that a little bit further in this. So even that was a little, I don't want to say jarring for me, but I wasn't feeling it necessarily.
Oh, gotcha.
But as I watched the entire movie, I got into it more, and they didn't lean on it so much.
Yeah.
Once they proceeded into it.
Because it could have come off as like a copy of what's popular now with his animation styles.
Right,
yeah,
big
so
time.
it could have kind of come off as like them capitalizing on that.
Yeah, and that's cool to do it. I mean, like you're saying, it is popular right now. It's a style right now. It's a little bit different. So I don't have a problem with that whole cell shading style. But
yeah, no, I like the style. Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Right.
I like the people, the humans looked odd to me.
Right, yeah.
Most of the time, but like the settings and everything, like the city looked great, man. All the alleyways and stuff, like it looked really cool. I liked how it looked a lot.
Yeah.
From that regard, the people look kind of odd to me, but it's
right.
whatever. I think it's part of the thing.
Yeah. I mean, even the turtles looked a little odd themselves too. And again, I think everybody remembers a time when the turtles all basically looked the same except for the color of their costume or the color of their mask or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And in the original comic book, they all basically looked exactly the same. They're the same size, same shape, same colored costume, same colored mask and everything. So, and as it progresses, throughout time, they've taken more liberties as, to how they look. They give them different sizes. They're bigger, smaller, skinny, glasses now.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I don't mind it so much. It's still it's still entertaining. But yeah. And overall, I was okay with this movie. I was entertained with it.
Let's get into some positives.
Positives,
I guess,
yes.
Yeah.
You got any?
Well, I already said that I did like the style.
You did say that.
I did say that. This is going to be kind of a positive and a negative.
Go for it. I like
overall, here, so I'm just going to front load this now. Overall, I wasn't as excited about the movie afterwards. I never really got to that.
After you watched it.
Yeah, or I guess midway through. I wasn't hooked. I didn't have that, that excitement in a movie when it really has you hooked.
Yeah.
It never really hooked me. And I think there's a couple reasons why, and this might be, I think this is the big one, and this is probably going to be alienating to every person who's a huge fan.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm a huge TMNT fan.
Oh, okay.
I think it's not. I didn't know that about myself until watching this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought I was like, oh my god, everybody else who loves TMNT. But I mean, the concept's cool. The live action movies I watched over and over with my brother growing up.
Yeah.
And I like them a lot, and the animated series as well. I do enjoy them, but I don't recall much of, especially the animated series. I think I really remember the live action ones the most.
Okay.
If anything, but I don't think I'm a die-hard TMNT fan. I think I realized that during this movie.
Right.
So, with that said, I don't really know a lot of the references and that kind of stuff to, I guess, past TMNT stuff or who they are as people.
I see.
So this movie didn't do a lot for me. It kind of reminded me actually of your response to Super Mario, the movie.
Yeah.
Because it didn't connect with you at all.
Right. A lot of this stuff. Yeah. A lot of little winks to the audience that the audience is like, yay.
Yeah. You didn't really.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Right.
So the same thing with me. Like there wasn't. I don't have a lot of nostalgia for TMNT, and I didn't realize that until I watched this movie. I was like, wait a minute. I guess I don't love TMNT. It's my favorite IP. You know.
Right.
Of all things, which is kind of like I was like, I didn't know that about myself. But so that was the thing. So, but again, back to the positive, negative thing.
Yeah.
I think that this is it's a great sort of reintroduction of TMNT for the modern audience, the modern younger audience. Like this is a good, because they had a lot of like younger kid references, younger kid and preteen or teen.
Yeah, they definitely did. Definitely did.
Jokes and like, well, I don't know, I guess internet fads or whatever the case, whatever it is. It had a lot of that kind of stuff, and I didn't get a lot of it, but. It was really appealing, I'm sure, to people that are probably 15 years younger than me, give or take, maybe more, more or less, give or take a few years. But I think it was very good for, like, I mean, I guess
new generation.
Yeah, I guess TMNT hasn't really ever gone anywhere, but I think it's a good take on that.
Yeah,
it's very good for the next generation of people that are going to be the TMNT. And I like that about it. It wasn't necessarily made for me, so I didn't get the references. I didn't understand the humor really about some of the things.
Yeah.
But I could see that it was appealing to a certain generation for sure, and I appreciated that a lot. I think so.
Yeah, that's cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah,
there were kids when I saw it. There were a lot of kids. It was almost like going to like a Chuck E. Cheese kind of thing.
Yeah,
there were a lot of kids.
I went by myself too, so it was literally just a bunch of kids and their parents.
I literally just I got to the theater. And there was a mob inside, and it was already running late. I worked late the night before. I didn't get home until like early in the morning, right?
Oh shoot! Yeah.
So I worked like a 16-hour day. I don't know what, but so by the time I got up to go watch the movie, it was already like late. So I literally just walked into the movie theater. And walked right. I saw the showtime, and I just walked right into the theater.
Oh, you hadn't even planned the time. You just went.
I planned the time. I knew when I had to be there. But when I got there and I was going to buy a ticket, the kiosk didn't work.
Oh, okay.
So then I would have had to have gotten in line to buy the ticket.
Right.
And then I was like, well, by the time I do all that, I'm going to miss like the first half of the movie or something crazy, because I got there barely enough time to like catch maybe a credit or two, or a trailer, I should say.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe I could have gotten in line and bought a ticket.
So you just didn't buy a ticket?
I just didn't buy a ticket.
You walked into the movie?
I literally just walked. I walked into the theater. I looked up and saw the showtime and said, "That's the theater I need to go to." And I walked into that theater
and no one stopped
sat
you,
down.
or...
Yeah, it was too chaotic. I'm not saying that like I'm proud of it. I don't even know why I'm saying it. What's the point of that?
So you didn't even pay Seth Rogan to watch his movie.
Right, I know. And I was going to go back and pay, too. I was going to leave and be like, hey, I just saw it. But there was a bigger mob.
Oh, really?
And I was like, all right, well, I mean, the whole point was...
Like, the seat you sat in wasn't already sold to somebody else?
No. I grabbed one of the seats that, like, people normally don't sit in.
Oh, gotcha.
I didn't sit, like, in the back, like, in the middle, in the best spot. So I sat, like, in the middle, sort of up front.
Oh, gotcha. No
one's sitting there. No one's sitting there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so... Anybody watching the video, you see a smile on my face. This is not a proud smile, okay? I'm not grinning because
I was like super impressed, man. I was like, the balls just walk right in, man. Like I would have been like freaking out.
Hey, I did it for the podcast, all right? I want that on record. I did it for the show.
I did it for the podcast.
Right, because I didn't want to miss anything from the beginning.
Right.
So, but again, my point, I digress.
Yeah.
The point I was starting to make was a lot of kids were in there. But I see what you're saying, though, and that is something to be cool about, to be glad of, that the Ninja Turtles, that even though you're not into it, which is 100% cool, that there is that another generation that's going to be watching it now, and they're going to hopefully see it, like it, and get into it.
Yeah.
Because they do take it, they take it in a very different direction. They take it in a different place than the Ninja Turtles have always been.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not necessarily bad, it's just... it's different. I guess that's one of the things too. You have to kind of accept that, forgive the, expression, but it's not your dad's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's changed for that next generation of potential viewers. You know, I think they did what they had to do to make it appealing to
which I think though also is really I think it's relatable as far as like being an outcast, being
those
alienated,
concepts
wanting
still
to be accepted for who you are. That's such a normal for kids in high school, junior high, kids definitely. That's such a common thing, man. I think for most people, even the cool kids, man. I think there's still always that insecurity about being accepted by your peers, and I think that is a big not even underline. That's an overarching.
When you're a teenager, definitely, 100%.
So I think that really tapped into that a lot. And that was good to see. I did like that at the very beginning when they first tried to go watch that movie.
That's what I was going to bring up right now too.
And then they come back home all sad and stuff, and I was like, man, this is a different TMNT. And I was kind of when I was watching that, I was like, oh, this is going in a different direction. I kind of like this so far. You know, that was
great. They were watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Classic.
Classic. They were watching it, and you know, they just wanted to be. They had a whole different take. Watching it, you know, when we watch Ferris Bueller, you know, you're like, look at him go, he's awesome. But they were just looking at a world they couldn't be a part of, a world that they didn't know anything about. You know that, but they wanted to. They wanted to be a part of it. They wanted to, go to high school and all that kind of stuff. And they assumed everybody in high school hijacks the parade. That's what every high school kid does.
That's where the knowledge is from, is the internet and TV. You know what I mean? So. Which is that was a really good way to set up who they were immediately, you know, and what their motivations are. You know what I mean? And that was and it started out as like, I'm not gonna say selfish, but kind of self-serving reasons for them to take out Superfly, you know?
That's a very good point. Their transition from what they were to begin with to becoming quote unquote heroes. I liked that. I thought that was a cool arc, because in the movie, what happens, for anybody listening, spoilers in 3, 2, they start off when they meet April. They start off by, if we do this, we can kind of get in good with the humans. And like you said, they're doing it for selfish reasons. They're doing it just because they want to get something out of it. You know? So by the time the movie gets into its, towards the end, they realize, like, you know what, maybe they aren't going to like us. Maybe they aren't going to help us. And this was fantastic. Maybe they aren't going to like us. Maybe they aren't going to accept us. But we still need to be heroes. We can still be heroes.
Because there's that moment where they realize, they aren't going to accept us.
It slaps them in the face hard. Stories come out about mutants out there, and it's like the stories are saying they're evil, they hate them, nobody likes them, kind of thing.
And then, but then for them to decide, like, we still got to save the day. Regardless if they accept us or not. That's the turning point. That's good, like, character development,
it was
good
great.
Storytelling.
It was great.
That was fantastic. I love that a lot about the movie.
Leonardo kind of steps up, and he's the leader, but he's the leader that they accept him and love him because he's their brother essentially. But at the same time, he's kind of like a rat.
He's kind of like he's not really.
Don't say rat. Don't say that. We don't like that.
But he's not really the leader. He's just like titled as leader. And then you see him develop that.
He's just the de facto guy in charge, or he's been put in charge. But he's not a leader.
And then you start to see him actually show the reasons why he was chosen as a leader, because maybe he had those like qualities, the small qualities here and there that showed that, and then he proves it later on. There's that great moment when he's in the car and he tells them the plan. And they're like, "Wow, that was very leader of you." And he's like, "That was awesome, huh?"
And he starts getting all jittery and getting all excited. You're like, "You lost it."
So still had a lot to learn, but showing those little moments of being the leader.
The potential's there.
Exactly. So that was cool, man. So that was just some good parts. Any more positives, Jen?
What else? I think towards the end of the movie, I wasn't expecting they had a lot of mutants in there. Like all the mutants that have been, it seemed like all the mutants that have been through in the comic book and the different animated shows, they threw a lot of them in there.
So these were all past characters?
Some of them were. I should say some of them. I don't know for a fact. Maybe some of them were not, like the cockroach woman, which that's a whole different.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. The only ones I really remember, I remember Leatherhead, the crocodile. They, it was a female in this one.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rocksteady and Bebop were in it.
I knew those ones.
Yeah. The Gecko, I think, was in. I want to say he was in one of the animated series that were out there. But yeah, some of them were, but some of them I don't recognize. I didn't recognize them at all. I could have missed the episode that they were in or whatever. But kudos to him for if he's doing the homework and or the staff is doing the homework and saying, there was this we can bring in, there was this we can bring in.
Right. Yeah.
So because a lot of those mutants, I didn't know who the hell they were. And there were a lot of them, So I did like the fact that towards the end of it, he kind of they drew them in. I don't want to say they made them good guys necessarily, but they kind of did. Yeah, they gave them an opportunity. They gave them a choice. They gave them a choice, and I like the fact that the only reason why they are going along with this plan is because they thought they didn't have a choice.
Right.
The only thing they knew is what Superfly, their leader. Was basically telling them, and they tried to experience the human world. They gave it a shot, and the humans turned on them immediately, which makes sense. And I did like that connection that Superfly and Splinter had. Splinter was very anti-human, and then to hear Superfly talk about the humans and to do the same thing that Splinter did, I thought that was interesting. That you had these mirrored stories happening. Both these parties, the Ninja Turtles and Splinter, Superfly and his mutants, were on the same path. They did the exact same thing, but for whatever reason, Splinter and his family, they took a left and ended up being more good, more, I don't know if altruistic is the right word to use, but more willing to give humanity a shot in the long run, as opposed to Superfly and his team. They had the exact same experience, and they said, let's just kill all these guys. Let's just get rid of all of them.
Right.
And both of those are logical responses. You try something and get shot down for it. Like, let's not do it again. Let's just go and basically go into our huddle. Let's go into our ball. Let's live underground, away from everything. In the darkness, away from all these guys. And we'll just live our lives and be happy there. Or, I hate these guys. Let's go murder them. It was cool to see. That was I did like seeing that parallel. Then even in the movie, Superfly calls out to him like Splinter. He didn't say Splinter. He calls him. I think he calls him Rat Guy or something. Like, he's all right, guy. You're the same. You're the same as He calls me. He does call him. He calls everybody a punk at some point. But you're the same as me. I like that too. That Superfly when they meet the turtles, they're like, "You're mutants, we're mutants. Let's hang out. We're cousins." I thought that was great. Everybody's got a chance to be happy. I love it when everybody can be happy.
Right? Yeah. That's always good.
But it was entertaining to see all of that. I did like the turtles, themselves, and again, the characters, they become a little more different, I suppose. I mean, they're kind of sticking to the same concepts that I feel like I don't know if it's in the comic book originally, but it's definitely in the original animated series. I think that was the big start of it, where Donatello is like this tech genius.
The smart one, Brass the hothead.
Exactly, yeah. Leonardo, who he is, Michelangelo, party dude.
Jokester,
Yeah, that's if you remember the original theme song, guys. The party dude. I'll leave it at that. I know you don't. I know you don't. That's okay. So it's like every comic books, even like Batman, right? Like when Batman first was created, a lot of the stuff came later. Like the Batcave came later, the Batmobile came later. All that stuff was something that just got introduced into the story later.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with that. That's why I think I can accept that the Turtles have changed the way they have. But all that stuff was originally in the so I can accept, or I like the fact that those guys are still who they are.
I keep a lot of the remnants of who they were established.
Still there. Yeah,
that was cool.
So I like those characters.
It makes it like a little more interesting because they're all different. They all have
their own talents.
So that's cool for sure. Any more positives before we get into negatives?
Now we get into negatives.
So again, I already talked about how I'm not. I guess I realized I'm not a big TMNT fan. I didn't know that I wasn't a TMNT fan for some reason. I just assumed I was.
Yeah.
And then I watched the movie and I was like, I was kind of, because I was excited to go into it because Seth Rogan's a part of it. It's TMNT. Like, who doesn't like Ninja Turtles? And I went into it pretty excited. And then
I don't know if I would gauge this as like the test to see if I'm into Ninja Turtle, because this is a very different Ninja Turtles.
True. Yeah, that's also true too. But I didn't feel that like pizzazz. Like, I didn't feel the oomph,
Yeah.
But it wasn't like it wasn't a moment where I was just like super excited about it.
Yeah.
And I didn't get like I didn't know the characters, all these mutants. I was like, I guess I don't know who these people are, because they're obviously references to other series. I'm sure. And Superfly, was he a bad guy in one of the?
I don't remember a Superfly at all. I think Baxter Stockman got turned into a fly.
Oh, okay.
So maybe they took a little bit of a liberty and they said, this was supposed to be his quote. Yeah. Or was Ice Cube Superfly?
I think it was Ice Cube. Yeah.
Ice Cube. Okay.
Yeah. So that was the big thing. I don't know, maybe it was the movie itself, because I liked a lot about the movie.
Yeah.
But I kind of just like, I didn't really love it because I don't really love TMNT, which is my thing, I guess.
Yeah.
So with that said, there are a couple things that kind of I wasn't really like super jazzed about. I guess I don't know, like the ending kind of reminded me of Amazing Spider-Man, when like he can't swing to the other side, and like those construction workers turn the beams to help him swing.
That's
kind of random.
The ultra.
That's kind of random. That's like super, like super crazy, So like for these, and I liked that they like this was their moment of acceptance, and I liked that. I was really into the part where they were like, the humans were accepting them and they were trying to help you out.
Right.
But at the same time, I was like, it was a little bit much. It was kind of a quick turn around.
They took it exactly. It was a quick turnaround. Very
quick.
This
dude was like, okay, well, I'll get it to him. And he's a human running this freaking canister to this giant monster. And then he's like getting picked up and stuff and like potentially killed, I was like over some turtles that you had heard on the
like
news
2 minutes ago.
Right. Like, it was kind of crazy how all these people I don't know, maybe it's like a New Yorker thing. Everyone sticks together. I don't know.
According to the movies, that's the case.
Yeah, it's the same with like Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man.
The first Spider-Man, they did too. Yeah, you messed with all of us.
You messed with all of us. Yeah, exactly.
Simmer down, buddy.
Yeah, I mean that scene though, then just throwing cans and stuff at Goblin. Like that, I was like that's cool, but like. This guy like got all of his construction buddies and turned all the cranes, and they happened to be in this exact area in the city, and then you can't swing on any of the other buildings. Like, anyway, so I kind of noticed that. I was like, I was immediately reminded of that, and I was like, this is a little too much, too much of a overcorrect, I think.
Yeah.
And so I kind of got taken out of that point right there, and then I don't know, like, it just kind of was weird. They were afraid of being experimented on, which is still a very serious thing that could happen when the whole world finds out that there's mutant turtles running around. Yeah. And they just go to high school. Right. The government's not stepping in. No one's coming in to take these turtles away. Yeah. Like, it's like a little too public for me. Like, I don't know. It was kind of a big change, like a really big change from beginning to end. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the most extreme changes you can do. That's what we got in this 1 hour and a half movie. Yeah. And it was a little jarring how fast things changed. I think. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, they definitely did. They took some big liberties, so to speak, with this movie. It's very different from the past Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle products that are out there. And I was saying, like, by the time this movie ends, it is very different from your normal story, because normally they're still hiding in the shadows. They go back to their sewers and they're not out in the public. So this was very different that they were, out in the public. And by the time this movie ends, another spoiler if you haven't figured already, they're out in the world. They're going to high school. They kind of get the dream that I feel like it's maybe on some levels has always been part of the Ninja Turtles, like just wanting to be part of the world, wanting to be able to walk down the street. So I feel like this movie kind of rewarded that feeling, or they I don't want to say cater to that feeling, but they rewarded the Turtles and the audience, so to speak, with that feeling. You know what I mean? They got to be part of the world.
They got what we wanted. Yeah.
Right. And I do agree with the fact that, the stories that they are publicizing on the news have always been anti-mutant, anti these weird things. And then there's another story where these mutants led by turtles are here to, they're smashing the city, they're destroying everything. And then a minute later, a girl gets on the air, throws up and says, no, these mutants are good, they're actually helping. And like you said, they flipped around.
Yeah, immediately.
Within like 2 minutes, I suppose, It's like, you've been listening to all these other stories saying like, one person said, they're evil. Oh, I hate them. Another girl gets on like a second later. No, they're good. I love them.
Okay, they're great. Yeah.
So I definitely agree with that. But I was, and again, maybe because it was so cartoony, I suppose, I was okay with seeing. I agree with the turnaround. Way too fast, right, for the public. But I did like seeing like the random guy come up there and like that was maybe he's just a randomly good guy. And he was like maybe he was never on board with the anti-mutant thing. Right. But I did like seeing him step up and be like, something needs to get done. Right. You guys are obviously trying to help.
Yeah. And I was torn, man, because it was like that part where he walks up and he looks scary and it's like, oh, it's just like your time the last time you tried this. Right. And then he's like, he
offers his hand.
Can I help you? Yeah. Are you okay? And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's great. Splinter gets to experience a nice moment with
a human.
I was like, that's fantastic. I love that. But I was also torn by at the same time. It's like that was so fast.
Right. No, I 100% agree.
People aren't like that.
Yeah.
In the real world, people aren't like that. People don't flip that quick, especially in something crazy like this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think this is, and that's what kind of lends you to like, it's a little, I don't know, maybe it's for me personally, but like to suspend your disbelief that much. I mean, it's already a crazy concept. There's mutants, there's turtles that can fight with ninja, weapons, but like, it's already a crazy concept. I can understand that, but like, to suspend your disbelief that much, where it's like even the people aren't even real people. In this case, this like even in a regular situation with real people, this would never happen. Maybe I don't know. As far as I can tell, maybe I'm just a cynical person, but I mean like no, I am a cynical person, but like that's the reason why I think that. But it was so fantastical that even within this world. I didn't buy it.
Okay.
I didn't buy it. It's kind of like, it was the same, like I use this analogy all the time. But like if Captain America all of a sudden started flying around, had heat vision, like you can't just be like, oh, what's comic book? That's what happens in comic books. No, that's not what's established in this world. That's not the rule in this world, even though it's a superhero world. You know what I mean? So I kind of see, that's how I felt. I was like, this just doesn't feel organic. To me.
That's cool. So I think I had a different take on it. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. It's everything you said is 100% logical. 100% makes sense. I think for me, I was able to suspend belief enough for this movie, I suppose. You know what I mean? Like if I were to see that in any other movie, I agree with you. I'd call that out. But I think within the confines of this movie, I was able to, accept the guy that helped them. Everybody like out of their apartments throwing cans and stuff out the window. Like that was a bit, that even for me, that was a bit much. That turned into a bit much because then it's like everybody is on board with the mutants now. That was a bit much. I think maybe if you're 100% like I'm not on board, I might be like maybe 80% not on board. You know what I mean? I was okay with the people that did help, that were helping. I was okay when the fire department or the firefighters came up and we're trying to help them as well. Maybe they were seeing all this stuff going on. Maybe they were seeing that these guys were trying to fight them and do something about this giant kaiju that was out there. I was okay with it. Like I said, I was able to, within this movie, accept that. So, but at the same time, though, I do see what you're saying because it is extreme. Like all throughout this whole movie, it's been. They're bad, they're evil, they're coming to get you kind of thing. And then all of a sudden it's another story comes up and says they're trying to help.
Like, oh, okay, I'll listen to her. Sure.
Let me listen to this teenager,
right? Let me listen to this teenager. That's cool.
I've never seen before. I mean, what could have worked is on the air, April O'Neil says that she has proof and footage that these, turtles are trying to help us. Maybe she provided that as well. While all this is going on, people are watching the news and all the footage that she has of these, Ninja Turtles or these turtles trying to help them, and they're like, oh, they aren't that bad. Oh, they are trying to help. They are trying to fight all these guys.
Right.
Maybe putting that in there would have helped make that pill go down a little bit easier.
Right.
Maybe,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But again, I think I think with this whole movie, I think it's I don't want to say silly. It's a strong word to use. That's too derogatory, I think. But because this movie is so cartoonish and so I think that's the reason why they did what they did, and I think they're able to quote unquote maybe get away with it.
Yeah,
so,
maybe.
Yeah. So if I could throw out a dislike myself, one thing that I didn't care for too much. And I guess they're gonna fix it, or they're gonna maybe not fix it, but set up in if there's a sequel coming. Is I've always liked naturally the connection that they have with the Foot and with the Shredder.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So that doesn't exist. So
as far as we know, I guess.
As far as we know, maybe something's gonna happen. Yeah. Maybe Splinter picked up when they were studying martial arts. Maybe one of the tapes he picked up was a Foot Clan cassette.
Because basically Shredder killed Splinter's master, right?
Right.
Is that what it is?
That's the original. That's the original story. Yes.
Oh, so that can't be the case now, right? Because they already established
that's the case now. That Splinter,
learn.
he was always. It seemed like I would say it seems like he's always on the street. It picks up with him as a quote unquote young man-ish turtle. Or turtles, I'm sorry, rat, out on the street.
Right.
So maybe before that, maybe he was with Hamato Yoshi learning martial arts or mimicking his martial arts. That's part of the original comic book story, everybody, if you don't know. And I think they hinted at it in the original Ninja Turtle movies. Like Splinter was a rat. He, mimicked his master and his martial arts moves, and then when he
like in his cage or something,
just in his cage or whatever, And then, like in the animated story that came out later, he actually is Hamato Yoshi, and then he was a human that turned into a rat.
That's weird.
Man, they were doing their own thing.
Turned into a rat man.
They were doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So, completely lost my train of thought.
I guess we don't know.
I don't like. Yeah, I did like the fact that they had this connection to this, ancient ninja clan. You know what I mean?
They learned.
And this they aren't really. I mean, I guess you can anybody can call themselves a ninja, I suppose. And I guess if you're sneaky, you can call yourself a ninja. But the way that they learned their martial arts, which is
cheesy 80s
they just watched a whole bunch of videos. They realized that they had to learn how to defend themselves and all that kind of stuff. So they all learned. And when I say all, I mean all 5 of them, the 4 turtles and Splinter.
Yeah, Splinter did. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Splinter had no previous knowledge or anything. They were all kind of learning it together. Like you said, by watching videos and whatever else they could probably find.
Yeah. Kind of made a joke out of it, I feel like. Yeah.
Right, yeah. And again, I feel like it was better than the was it Michael Bay Ninja Turtles that came out? Those were terrible. Yeah, he essentially it was just like something passing. Oh, we were ninjas or we were turtles and we got hit with this goop and it was terrible. Oh, then we found this book about martial arts and then we moved on. It's like, wait, what? I mean, the whole concept of you being ninjas, it should be. Yeah. You need to expand on that more. That's supposed to be more part of your story, part of your lore.
And the reason why you guys are so adept at what you guys do is because it's from an ancient
exactly
down,
you're getting that
art.
Quality Mr. Miyagi style training going on. That's why you're supposed to be so good at it. So I'm a little disappointed with that. Again, I don't have a problem with what they did in this because again, opposed to the Michael Bay movies, they just said like we found a book about ninjutsu, and that's literally like all they say about it. Very stupid. In this movie, they said they realized that they needed to learn how to defend themselves, so they just started learning how to defend themselves. So I was like, okay, I get it.
That's self-defense.
That's what you're doing. And if you got nothing else to do
in the sewer,
then maybe you spent a lot of time just learning how to defend yourself.
That's true. That's more acceptable. I guess.
It's more acceptable. But I still would prefer
the ancient.
Exactly. That you've got that connection too.
I like that too because that's like a good. That's why I like the balance, like these like surfer ninja dudes, but also they know this ancient art of like masterful martial arts, and that was a cool like dynamic. I mean, they're on skateboards eating pizza.
Yeah, they're still kids. They're still New Yorker, whatever.
But they can freaking fight though.
Yeah,
really well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, Shredder's like the main. He's always their main bad guy, right?
Yeah, he was their main bad guy. Yeah, I think he died in the first episode, actually, or in the comic book, I should say.
Oh, really?
But yeah, then they brought him back. So you know how that goes. It's a comic book. It's a comic book. You know how that goes.
Yeah, that's the one rule that doesn't ever change.
Yeah,
nobody can stay dead. Yeah. But yeah, I guess that. Is there any more negatives you had about it?
Man, I mean, there were. I feel like a couple here and there. I'm blanking on them all right now. This is embarrassing. Terrible.
Yeah.
I think those were that was my biggest one, I suppose. I mean, the whole Splinter was, a little, very skilled, obviously, a little more goofy in this. Jackie Chan, I thought he did a great job voicing him. I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah. Who could be mad at Jackie Chan?
You could be mad at Jackie Chan. I thought he was great, actually, doing that, that romance that they kind of put in there with him later, that got very weird.
Yeah.
That got very weird. Like, that's not even cute, guys. Like, don't even do that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You got any other negatives?
Not really. Just overall, I was okay with it. Like,
You're okay with it?
Didn't do a whole lot for me, but
yeah. I think again, I am a fan of the original Ninja Turtles. Original going, back to like the black and white comic book kind of thing. And then, I think the first time I knew about the Ninja Turtles was that original animated series that came out in the late 80s.
Yeah.
Mid to late 80s, I think. So again, that's where my the hook for me for Ninja Turtles comes from.
Yeah.
So that's my Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
So watching this Ninja Turtles, though, I still liked it. I still thought it was good. I liked the characters, and I liked the way they joked and bantered, with each other. That writing, I think, that was good. That was funny. Yeah. So I enjoyed all of that. I like that they kind of had a happier ending, I suppose, where I just assumed that they were going to be fighting Rocksteady and Bebop at some point. Those are always like their eternal enemies. But they end up bringing them into the fold. I like that they were able to give them an option. You don't have to kill people. Now you got another option where you can, you can come and live with us kind of thing. Just come down to the sewers and hang out down here. You don't have to destroy everything and everybody.
Right.
So I did like that. I did like it. It was a very like ultra happy ending kind of thing. But I think that's what this movie is.
Yeah.
Though. So
true.
But so as far as recommending it, what would you give it?
If we're going percentage wise, I'm probably sitting at like a 72, 73. Like,
okay.
It's a fun watch, I'm sure. If you're really into TMNT, I'm sure you'll like it. Or if you're younger, I'm sure you'll really like it as well. The movie wasn't made for me, I don't think. Yeah, because again, my reference is the live action movies, and that's really the last. And I think I even went back and read the Eastman books.
Nice.
Back in the day, I tried to. I really wanted to get into it. I think I only read the first 5 or 6 issues, and I was like, I think I'm good with this. And I never finished The Last Ronin either. I read like maybe 3 issues out of the 5. So I couldn't get hooked by it. So I'm thinking, it
is what it is, man. I like that with Bleach. Like I completely respect it. I know it's good. I know it's popular. I know people like it. It just for whatever reason it didn't hook me. So.
Right, that makes sense. And I want to like it, dude. I want to love and be a diehard TMNT fan.
Yeah, it's such a fun thing. You know what I mean?
It's just a cool. Why wouldn't you love this concept? It's so fun and original. But I guess I never really loved it. So that was kind of a wake up call. Watching this around, because it made me recall everything else that I have experienced with TMNT.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get the Bay ones weren't very good, and I did watch those, and they were horrible. But and that's not really a good reference point, I think. But I don't know. Maybe maybe it's either I've forgotten about it, or just it didn't really stick with me enough.
Yeah. So, not yet. I mean, it didn't. It's not for you. It's all good. You know what I mean? You know. So did you ever hear about they had it's like some short-lived, I want to say, comic book. What was it called? Radioactive. No, it was Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Hamsters. No. Something like that. It wasn't a Teenage Mutant. Yeah, it was like Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Hamsters, I want to say. It was like, obviously, I mean, it was, I don't want to say they were taking a shot, but they were like,
for sure,
Teenage Ninja Turtle. I mean, this the whole concept, just saying that is a lot to put there. That's a lot of different things. Just in the title.
Right.
Right. So it's fun just with the title. I think the title hooks you.
Yeah.
So your teenagers, your mutants, your ninjas, and your turtles of all things.
A lot of things.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And that was the thing too. Adolescent, radioactive, samurai hamsters. Yeah, go look it up,
crazy.
people.
Yeah.
Go look it up.
Check it out.
I never read any of it, but apparently it was the thing that was out there.
Yeah.
But so you're saying drop what you're doing, streaming.
I would probably wait to stream it for me. But I know that
it's not a meh, like just let it go.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I think it was well done.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good entry for TMNT, and it's very good for modern audiences. And I think there's a lot of great things about it. So I would encourage people to go see it in theaters because there's nothing like watching a movie in theaters.
Yeah.
But if I had known before going and watched it, I probably would have waited to stream it.
Yeah, I hear
myself
it.
personally. So, but yeah, I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say something about what you said about going. About being like a Ninja Turtle fan, right? Like I was saying earlier, I am an old school Ninja Turtle fan. Always loved it. But even taking that into account, that's not for me. That's not why I liked this movie. Because again, like I was saying, it's very different from the original.
Right.
And and that's changed. You know what I mean? Throughout all these different reiterations, it's gone through like 5, 6, 7, 8 different. Changes, as we've gone. But I think what I didn't like it because of the old impression I had of Ninja Turtles, because it wasn't like that. Not really. Yeah. I mean, the only thing they had in common was their names, and they were teenagers and they fought with weapons. That was about it. It's pretty different from the original. Some similarities, obviously, but it's pretty different. I liked it. I liked this movie for the movie itself. I thought they did a good job having these likable characters, giving them the situation. I think that's the biggest thing. I think that the characters were very likable, so I think anybody watching it, if you're an old school Ninja Turtle fan, you may or may not like this movie. But if you want to see something that's going to be like very simplistic, very lighthearted, one of these things where it helps to suspend belief quite a bit. Then you might like this movie. So you can watch it if you're a Ninja Turtle fan. I think you might be able to watch it if you're not necessarily a Ninja Turtle fan. You can still watch this and enjoy it. So I think as far as I'm concerned, the rating, I might give this like I don't know, maybe like an 80?
Okay.
Maybe 85-ish, somewhere around there. I'm right somewhere in the middle between like go watch and drop what you're doing and wait for streaming kind of thing. It was good and I liked it, but I don't know if I'll necessarily like go and like pay to watch it again kind of thing.
I mean, you didn't pay the first time, so.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point. So maybe I will go pay to watch it then, at least once. So so it's somewhere for me right in the middle of that. But maybe if you're a Ninja Turtle fan, you might want to watch it just so you can say, you've seen it. But it's somewhere in there. But I definitely recommend watching it at some point in time. You should definitely see it. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was, for me, it was fun.
Cool. That's solid, man.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well,
so that's Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles.
Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah, check it out if you guys want to. And you'll listen to it.
Right. That's always what it boils down to. If you want to check it out, check it out.
I tell you what to do. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't
tell me what to do.
Right. We can, but you don't have to listen. You're not going to listen.
There you go. That's what it is. Yeah.
Right.
Cool. All right. Let's get into the last segment. What are we into this week?
What are you into this week?
I am still on the Duplass Brothers run of all their movies and projects. I watched this movie they did called Creep. It was like a horror movie about like it was like a found footage type movie.
Okay.
And it was pretty creepy. As everybody knows, I don't do well with horror movies. But nice. It was pretty creepy, but it was good. It was very low budget, but it's meant to be low budget as well.
Yeah.
They're the way that they get movies done on these shoestring budgets are incredible.
Yeah, I love that.
That was pretty good. And then they did an HBO series called Togetherness. It only had 2 seasons, and they got canceled after that. But I watched the 2 seasons over the week, and it's really good.
Oh, right on.
Very good. But if it's more of like a family drama comedy kind of series. But
I feel like I remember that aspect of it.
Yeah. I think it came out during the same time as like This Is Us and those kind of drama shows. But it's very good. One of the better those types of shows that I've seen. It was very, very good. They're very good at doing characters like real people. Like really showing real people on screen, and it was very, very raw and honest. So
that's cool. Yeah, when you don't got a big budget, you gotta make it work in other directions, which is typically the realness. You can't put a giant explosion or the city turning upside down literally to hide behind. You've got to.
Exactly, yeah.
Right. You got to make those characters good.
Exactly, yeah. And then what was the last thing? Oh, I haven't read it yet, but I bought it's called Big Game. It's a comic book. It's Mark Millar, the guy who did Kick-Ass, Civil War, all those books.
Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah, Jupiter's Legacy. So he's doing a book about all of his own characters all being in the same book, like a tie-in.
Really?
Like a crossover of all of his own characters.
I've done that myself, thinking about ideas I've had, tying them all in together at some point. That's cool.
So it's like, Hit Girl and Kick-Ass, but also Nemesis, the Jupiter's Legacy. They're all in this. People from Prodigy, they're all in this comic book. It's only 5. So it's only a 5-book series. The first one came out, I think, last month. Next one's coming out this month, end of the month.
Oh, wow.
And,
okay.
So I'm pretty excited. Oh, like the people from Wanted are in it. And I think they're the main villain. I don't know what you're saying. I haven't read it yet, but yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
But yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to like take your own universes, cross them all over, and have your own book. It's like, man, this guy's doing it, man. That's
very cool. Yeah, I thought of the same thing, like different characters that I had thought of, like at some point tying them all together.
I mean, crossovers
in a very different setting, but
Right, yeah. I mean, crossovers and team-ups are so cool, man. That's always the coolest thing about comic books, man.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wow, that's very cool. Awesome. I love it. Glad he's still doing stuff.
Yeah, he's still pumping them out, man. It's crazy how much he writes, man. It's nuts. So
and like none of it's bad.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, man.
Yeah,
it's insane.
So what am I into? I don't think I've done too much. I'm still watching the same stuff. I'm watching One Piece. Obviously, that all the time.
Yeah.
Still watching a little bit of Buffy the Vampire Slayer occasionally. Man, that show came out like in the 90s, and it is still effing good.
Really?
So good. I don't want to say it necessarily I like it better now, but the fact that I'm able to watch it now and still like it, it's like I think maybe I pick up on stuff, more now than I did then.
Yeah.
But yeah, great show. If you get a chance to watch that, it's great. It's great.
Nice.
Let's see. Watching some of the like the footage of different video games, like Zelda.
Okay.
The new Zelda one, the Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks great. So that's very cool. I did bring in, I know I mentioned maybe like a month ago, I talked about I went to Disneyland, got a new lightsaber, all that stuff. And I said, I'll bring it out. And I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
I remember
like months now.
It's been 100 years.
Yeah.
So everybody, you can't see this if you're listening.
Oh.
But this is the lightsaber.
That is pretty sweet. Can I grab it?
Yeah, grab it. It's got some weight to it, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you recognize it.
Yes.
Tell them who it is.
Dooku?
Count Dooku.
Yeah.
Count Dooku. For everybody listening, yes, it's Count Dooku's
or Darth
lightsaber.
Tyrannus, if you guys want to get technical.
Yeah, no, Darth Tyrannus. What a great name.
Yeah.
And then, the switch. Your fingers
right. Okay,
yeah,
so I'm a dark side guy, so.
You see what's happening right now?
Because he was a Jedi.
He was a Jedi, baby.
He was a
right.
Jedi.
So I've got the Dooku lightsaber, Count Dooku lightsaber, but before he turned to the dark side.
Oh,
that's why I got it. That's why I got it.
I did not know this existed.
Yeah.
And I think I need one now. This is incredible.
It's when he's still
was good. Like
he's
in
still
Tales of
good.
the Jedi, sort
yeah,
of.
exactly.
Wow.
It's for everybody, you can kind of hear the going on.
Yeah.
But the lightsaber, it's Dooku's lightsaber. It's got the
curved handle.
The crazy curved handle. I don't know the point of that. It's got the weird kind of hook at the end of it where the hilt would go, or where the I forget that part's called.
The emitter, I guess? Or
no, that's not important.
Sure.
But anyways, it's the lightsaber is blue as opposed to being red.
That shot, I was wondering why it was blue for a second. I was like, oh.
Yeah, like normally if you go most places and you look for a Dooku lightsaber, typically it should be
red. Because he's dark side.
Yeah, because that's what we see in the movies.
Wow.
But This is when he was still a Jedi.
When did that come out?
I don't know, but I tell you, when I went, the guy was like saying this dude. I was looking at the lightsabers just to look at him, like any sane cisgender man should do. If you look at a lightsaber, and. Yeah, it was like, okay, whatever. It's Dooku's lightsaber, whatever. He said, but this one's a little bit different. He put the hilt in, and it was blue, and my jaw dropped. I was like, what? Because I wasn't gonna buy one.
Yeah.
I swear I wasn't. And then like it was almost like this chain reaction of like, I need one. Then it expanded more. You really need this. Then it expanded even more. You got to get this.
You just couldn't let it go, right?
Right. Within a minute, I was like, because I was saying like, I'm not gonna buy it, even if it is. Oh, okay, I'm gonna buy it.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm
gonna buy it.
And if you were to leave that day without buying it,
that would have been stupid. It would have been stupid.
Yeah. Dude, that is so cool, man. That's one of the coolest things I've seen.
Yeah.
I did not expect that's what you got.
Dooku's lightsaber. Yeah. Can you imagine if you had like, I mean, this shouldn't ever happen, but if you had like Darth Vader's lightsaber and that crazy hilt he's got, and then you turn it on and it's blue,
right?
Or green. Like, how crazy would that be? Like, that's just perverse, but I love it.
Yeah, because you know where it's going.
Yeah,
you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you know what's gonna happen.
Oh man, that is so cool. Wow, that was worth the wait.
Yeah, that was yeah.
That's super cool, man. Damn, that wow. I am going to have to convince my girlfriend next time I'm there to be like, you know what? I'm getting this. I'm getting this, and you can't say anything about it.
All right, so you may or may not come back with this. This is what I'm understanding. Okay,
you might not see me again. So yeah, this might be the last episode you ever hear me on. So
I'm not gonna hold my breath. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Cool, man. I guess
very good. That's it, man. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Cool. Yeah, what a way to end the show, man. That was fucking cool, man.
Yeah,
that's one of the coolest things.
Yes, I agree.
Awesome. Well, anyway,
yes.
I guess that was TMNT.
Yeah. Mutant Mayhem. Check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
If you want to, check it out. But
for sure. But yeah, we're coming here from our nice, cooled down studio, temperature controlled. It is amazing.
It's a whole different world, man. You guys don't even know. We can start having like human beings, other people in here.
Yeah,
because now it was like self-flagellation coming in here. We were just beating our. Let me stop.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, let me stop that.
Like
but it was torturing ourselves. Let's say that. Yes. We were torturing ourselves with it.
And you're welcome, by the way, for going through that suffering. Because I had to go through like 2 or 3 shirts in a day. I had to shower twice within a couple hours. Yeah, anyway.
Right.
It was tough, but it's all treated and we're good to go.
Yeah.
So great.
Happy endings.
But anyway, I guess that's it, huh?
Yes, sir. That's right. Huh? Let's do it.
Yeah, well, my name's Trent.
And my name is Marc.
And this is
Geek Off The Street. Okay, I'm going to get there. Yeah, dude, but the lightsaber?
Dude, that's cool, man.
That's
the coolest shit.
That's not too shabby.